Good morning, and welcome to the Lancaster County Board of Commissioners meeting. We do appreciate your attendance, and for the viewers, we do thank you for tuning in. For introductions, on my left is Commissioner Deb Shore, and Commissioner Todd Wilchin. On my right is Vice Chair Larry Hudkins, and Commissioner Larry Hudkins, and Commissioner Bill Avery. And I am Commissioner Roma Amundson, Chairman of the Board. And we have assisting us this morning Dave Durbin, Deputy County Attorney, and we also have Kelly Lundgren and Dan Nolte from the County Clerk's Office, and Carrie Egan as Chief Administrative Officer. Will you join with me in playing the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, and thank you so very much. And Mr. Clerk, will you begin the agenda, please? What?
A copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act is located on the wall at the rear of the hearing room. Additionally, a copy of all material to be discussed at today's open meeting is available from County Clerk staff. The material can also be viewed on the county's website at lancaster.ne.gov. Agenda item 1 are minutes. Approve the minutes of the Board of Commissioners meeting held on Tuesday, November 10th, 2015.
Move approval.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the minutes from last week. Any corrections? Please call the roll.
Avery?
Yes.
Hudkins?
Yes.
Shore?
Yes.
Wilchin?
Yes.
Amundson?
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Number 2 are claims. Approval of all claims processed through November 17th, 2015.
Move approval.
Second.
It's moved and seconded that we approve the claims through November 17th. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Hudkins?
Yes.
Shore?
Yes.
Wilchin?
Yes.
Avery?
Yes.
Amundson?
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Larry?
Just to comment on the claims this morning when I came in before I signed them, I just went through, and the first about 4 pages are jurors. $35 a day we pay jurors plus the mileage. Nowhere's near compensates them for taking a day off of work or where they are. But I think we all want to thank the people that volunteer to be on jury duty and accept their responsibility as a citizen, and just happened to bring that to my mind as I reviewed those claims this morning. Thank you.
Well, thank you for that note.
Number 3 is a special presentation, Lincoln Chamber of Commerce promotion and support of the North, Central America, and Caribbean Women's Olympic Qualification Tournament, hosted by USA Volleyball at the Pinnacle Bank Arena, January 7th through the 9th, 2016. Jeff Mall, Lincoln Convention and Visitors Bureau Executive Director.
USA. Good morning. I obviously am very excited today about where we stand with what's going on with NORSECA.
Yeah, Jeff Mall.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Jeff Mall, Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Yeah.
Lincoln Chamber of Commerce, I could write it down.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm excited. We've had an amazing amount of ticket sales in the last week. We're just under a week. Tickets went on sale last Wednesday. Things are going very well for this Olympic qualifier. And to stand here today, obviously I have to say thank you very much for the relationship that the Convention and Visitors Bureau, the Chamber of Commerce, and the Lancaster County Board has. Long-standing relationship, friends in tourism, partners in tourism. And I know every time we talk about expenditures and things that we can spend lodging tax dollars on, Larry's always said that money's there. Let's find a good use for it. So I think all of you support that. And to be able to come to you in the last couple of weeks to get support for $275,000 of lodging tax expenditures from the Visitor Promotion Fund was a big deal. This is a huge event for our community, and I couldn't be more proud of what we've done as a community, but what we've done in partnership with these 3 organizations. So also thanking the Visitors Promotion Committee through their support of tourism as well. We are on the map. I mean, you jump on a United Airlines flight today, you open the Dossier magazine inside the hemispheres, and there's Nebraska, there's Lincoln, there's quotes from leaders in our community. I'm hearing so much just positive energy right now, so it's a great time to be here.
Larry?
Well, we want to thank you, Visitors Promotion Committee, and your staff. You're on top of these things. You're constantly watching for an opportunity where we can participate. We're just glad we had some reserve funds so that when something like this happens, we can react in a quick manner. But you're absolutely right about we've got a lot to offer here, and just the insert in the Journal-Star a couple weeks ago about the turtles out at the Children's Zoo, and you take opportunities like that to keep these types of stories in front of people. So kudos to you and your staff for the awesome job that you're doing. Thank you.
For those that might not be traveling this month, if you have any copies, I would love to see one in our office if you have
Yes.
seen the magazine.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
Oh,
And I'll
that's a
actually get you a
great
copy
idea.
here in the next couple days.
And with the success last week of the high school volleyball tournament,
Yeah.
we could rename you the Convention and Volleyball Association.
The CVB, I like it, volleyball, convention of volleyball. Anyway, really quickly too, if I could, the sales staff, Larry, you mentioned our staff, that these people that stand alongside of me in this effort. We have Derek Bombeck, Derek Fireherm, Kelsey, Claire, Tracy, our visitor staff, visitor center staff, everybody over at the Chamber of Commerce. I don't think we get a chance to tell them thank you enough. And I get to get up and talk about all the successes, but it's those folks that are behind the scenes digging this up. Derek Bombeck, this individual that dug up this relationship with USA, Coach Cook at the university. These things are all working right for us right now. So definitely thanks to those individuals as well.
Well, you know what, we certainly do appreciate your leadership in this regard, because, you know, you really are out on the front lines and so forth, you know, bringing it to the attention of the Lincoln people and to the folks who come here. So thank you for your leadership, and please extend our thanks to the staff.
Will do. Appreciate it.
Okay. Okay. All right, well, Mr. Clerk, please go on to correlating item 4A.
Under new business, second addendum to county contract number C-3-329 between Lancaster County and the Lincoln Chamber of Commerce to provide funding to promote and support the North, Central America, and Caribbean Women's Olympic Qualification Tournament in Lincoln, Nebraska. Term of the second addendum is November 5th, 2015 through January 31st, 2016.
I move approval.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve this second addendum to the county contract. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 4B is a settlement agreement and release of claims with Ronald Natras.
Move approval.
Second.
Moved and seconded that we approve this settlement agreement and release of claims. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. C is a recommendation from the purchasing department and the Lancaster County Sheriff's Office to award a purchase order to Faro Technologies for a Faro Focus 3D X330 scanner, related equipment and software. The total amount of all orders will be $89,200.50.
We have no one to speak on this? Did we want to put this on to?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Here we go.
There we go. Thank you for coming in.
Jeff Blymeister, Chief Deputy with the Sheriff's Office. I imagine you are on new business C regarding the Faro technology. Just a brief explanation of what this is this is technology that we are going to utilize at crime scenes and accident scenes mainly where deaths are involved. So it is a tool that we are going to use to measure the scenes, to document them, and for presentation further in court. It's a new technology. We've done a whole bunch of research. Captain Ben Houchin and Sergeant John Vick, Sergeant Moore have done a great job of researching this, and they believe it's an excellent and worthwhile tool. The $89,000 price tag may seem a bit much, but again, those are not general expense dollars being used. Those are forfeited assets that are being used.
Yeah, okay, very good.
So no monies are coming out of the expense budget.
That's always good.
Based on that explanation, I move approval.
Second.
Moved and seconded that we approve this recommendation for the purchase of the Faro Technologies. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you. My apologies for being late.
4D is an addendum to County Contract C-15-250 between Lancaster County and the Abbott Sports Complex, Abbott Motocross Park, grantee. The addendum allows the grantee to submit a request for payment for a completed phase of the grant project rather than wait for completion of the entire project. All other terms of the grant contract not in conflict with this addendum shall remain in full force and effect.
Kerry Egan, Administrative Officer. The reason for the change is just to help the Abbott Motocross fund this project so they can get it done by the end of the year. These grant contracts always read, we pay upon completion of the entire project. In this situation, though, they had four phases that they requested. We funded 3 of them. And they're insular projects that can be completed as we go along, so it's easy to know that that portion has been completed and we can go ahead and pay it. The first one is the fencing around the track. And then the next one is the working on the gate, widening the gate and improving the gate, and then the third one is the building. So this will allow them a better cash flow, and they'll be able to complete the project on time.
With that explanation, I'd move approval.
Second?
Moved and seconded that we approve this addendum to the contract between the county and Abbott Sports Complex. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Hudgens.
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. E is a modification to County Contract C-15-533, the 2015 subrecipient agreement for the Southeast Region State Homeland Security Program for the Nebraska Emergency Management Agency, increasing the grant amount from $394,119 to $412,119 for a Citizen Corps project.
Good morning. Jim David, Saber Director, Lincoln, Lancaster County Emergency Management. This $18,000 award will allow us to expand our current program that we have partnered with Volunteer Partners, a local nonprofit. Earlier this year, the state reconfigured the way it awarded Citizen Corps money. They established a statewide committee to make those decisions. So Terry Roberts, who is the Emergency Response Program Coordinator for Volunteer Partners, she submitted a request. I just received notice that it had been approved last week. So this is the first opportunity I had to bring it forward. Over the past year, I've had an opportunity to work several times with Terry and her crew. They do an excellent job. The focus of their program is on preparedness, education, and awareness. So we are as ready as we can be before something bad happens. And in that eventuality, something bad does happen, Terry and her people are very well trained in establishing and operating an emergency volunteer center. The most recent example was the Pilger tornado, where Terry and her group spent several days in the area. People always want to help out the best they can. So it's not just they show up, they want to do the work that's necessary to help out. Also the donation management. Clothing, food items, things along those lines. And one of the things that's out there now is the financial aspect of it. In this interconnected, hyperactive social media world we live in, oftentimes people prey on the bad things that happen to people to take further advantage of them. So having somebody that's very well versed in operating this emergency volunteer center puts us in a good place. Terry has given me a pretty comprehensive plan on what she hopes to accomplish over the next year. As the fiscal agent and point of contact for the Southeast region, I will work with her to ensure that program is completed to satisfaction before we forward it to NEMA for final approval.
Very good.
All right. Move approval.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we approve this modification to the county contract. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Hudgens,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Wilchin,
Abstain.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 4 yes, 1 abstention. F is a cooperative agreement with the U.S. Department of the Interior, U.S. Geological
Yes.
Survey for joint funding of water resource investigations. The agreement is for the operation and computation of records for 4 stream flow gauging stations, which are Salt Creek and Little Salt Creek near Lincoln, Stevens Creek near Lincoln, and Rock Creek near Ceresco. The county will pay $12,445 for the services. Term of the agreement was October 1st, 2015 through September 30th, 2016.
Pam Dingman, Lancaster County Engineer. Although this is not my contract, I did want to take a moment to let everyone know how much we have kind of come to depending on the results from these gauges, especially with all the flooding last year. So all of these gauge information is actually throughout our nation is available on the NOAA.gov site, and it's continuously updated as it's received by the gauge. And so the several gauges that are around the county were instrumental in us forecasting the flooding that we were dealing with in May, and actually helped us in September to know that the flooding was really concentrated on Labor Day to the Stevens Creek Basin. So,
Thank you for that explanation.
Move approval.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we approve this cooperative agreement with the U.S. Department of Interior. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Avery,
Yes.
Wilchin,
Abstain.
Shore,
Yes.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 4 yes, 1 abstention. G is a contract with Gannett Trucking for motor grader snow removal services on an as-needed basis. Term of the contract is 1 year from the date of execution.
So these are the contracts for private snow removal should we need our forces to be augmented in the event of severe snow or a very severe winter. I don't know if you're aware, but superstition at the county tells us that the number of the day of the first snow is how many plowable snows we'll have in that season. And that's really held true for the last 30 plus years. So last year it snowed on Veterans Day, the 11th. We had 11 plowable snows. There is a chance of snow in the forecast tomorrow, and a better chance on Friday. So we're kind of keeping our fingers crossed that doesn't really happen, because that could mean either 18 or 20 plowable snows. So if you could help me out by positive thoughts until the first week in December for our
We will
first major
keep our,
snow.
we will be positive.
Is that the science of engineering?
That is purely superstition, Commissioner Avery.
Yeah.
I thought it snowed on Veterans Day this year. Is it measurable snow or just?
It's a plowable event.
Oh,
Commissioner
thank you
Wilson.
for the
Yes.
clarification.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Plowable event.
Got to get
Very
our
good.
superstitions clear here. Okay.
Okay.
Move approval?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve this contract with Gannett Trucking. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. H is a contract with K2 Construction for motor grader snow removal services on an as-needed basis. Term of the contract is 1 year from the date of execution.
Move approval.
Second.
Moved and seconded that we approve this contract with K2 Construction. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Avery,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 4I is a contract with Pershing Excavating for motor grader snow removal services on an as-needed basis. Term of the contract is 1 year from the date of executions.
Move approval.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve this contract with Pershing Excavating. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. J is an agreement with St. Monica's for substance abuse evaluations and substance abuse education classes for female inmates in the custody of the Lancaster County Jail. The county will pay $150 per evaluation of a maximum 3 evaluations per month, and $110 per substance abuse education class. Term of the contract is December 1st, 2015 to November 30th, 2017.
Good morning, Mike Thurber, Corrections Department. Since it's agenda for us, I came today to let you know that this is a renewal with St. Monica's. We have a maximum of 3 evaluations a month. These are substance abuse evaluations. And then they run weekly programs for female offenders in the substance abuse, and then looking at code disorders as well. But this is primarily a substance abuse education class that's put on by St. Monica's for the female offenders at the jail. So this is a continuation of that we're renewing.
I do have a question for you in regard to the, for female inmates, education for, is that individually or is that?
That'd be group.
That'd be a
They've
group,
got
okay.
Groups, yes. And right now, we had 87
Okay.
offenders right now. And so the groups would be varied. The ones, have interest in identified substance abuse problems as well as then others that are getting out. So sometimes there's a need for a substance abuse evaluation. So they have the capability of doing that. So that's why we write that into the contract.
Okay.
The bridge does the same thing for the male population.
Okay.
Mike, what funding source is utilized for these?
This comes out of the inmate benefit fund. These are funds that we get from commissary revenue as well as phone revenue. Any revenue that comes into the facility, it goes into the general fund, and then each year you allow me to budget funds for these programs for inmate benefit purposes.
It's a good program.
Yeah, it's one that we've really been appreciative of being again, space has allowed us to have them there, so we're not short on space or being able to have a difficult time to get instructors in or evaluators in.
Move approval?
Second?
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we approve this agreement with St. Monica's. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. K is a grant contract with Guidance to Success Youth Club in the amount of $10,000. Term of the contract is July 1st, 2015 to June 30th, 2016.
Good morning, Sarah Hoyle, Director of Human Services, and this is a contract from the Juvenile Justice Prevention Funds, which is county funding. It is for Guidance to Success to continue. Last year they served about 200 youth. Most people are familiar with them through their basketball program that they have for youth, Buffalo Soldiers. They also do therapy through this program, and they have an after-school program.
Move approval?
Second.
Moved and seconded that we approve this grant contract with Guidance to Success Youth Club. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Avery,
Yes.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 4L is a grant contract with the Salvation Army in the amount of $35,000 for the Sudanese Advocate Project. Term of the contract is July 1st, 2015 to June 30th, 2016.
And this is funding through state community aid. It allows for 2 Sudanese advocates at the Salvation Army for their after-school program and their teen night. And this is, there's a Dinka Sudanese advocate and then an Aware and Arabic Sudanese advocate there.
This is a newer program, isn't it?
It's been around for a couple years now.
Couple years.
But what's been exciting about this program is when it first started, the number of Sudanese youth attending the Salvation Army programming, there wasn't really a lot. And then with this program, one of the things it did was add transportation. And when you go and you visit the Salvation Army after school, it's probably 70% Sudanese
Wow.
youth now. So their Sudanese population being served there has really taken off.
Good.
Move approval?
Second.
Moved and seconded that we approve this grant contract in the amount of $35,000. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Hudkins, Shore,
Yes.
Wilchin, Avery,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. M is a grant contract with the City of Lincoln in the amount of $24,000 for the Sports with Police Community Policing Program. Term of the contract is July 1st, 2015 to June 30th, 2016.
And this contract is a new program. It's through community aid. It allows for law enforcement officers to participate with kids in the Salvation Army. They serve as assistant coaches for basketball teams at the Salvation Army, soccer teams, baseball teams.
Move approval.
Second?
Moved and seconded that we approve this grant contract with the City of Lincoln for Sports with Police Community Policing Program. Any discussion?
I just make a note, we met yesterday with Douglas and Sarpy
yeah.
County Commissioners, and when we were talking about juvenile justice programming, and there was a comment made about emphasis with disproportionate minority youth. And here's 2 examples of programs that we already have in place to assist this particular population and help keep them out of our juvenile detention center. So there's proof right here we're doing exactly what we should be doing.
Exactly right. And the one thing that is exciting is the fact that it's a police community policing. This has gone, the involvement of the police with youth across the nation has been really remarkable, and it has had some good results. So, Lincoln is right on the cutting edge.
It is, and I want to compliment the board because putting things together and preparing for different things that I've attended, we are really ahead of the game in a lot of areas in juvenile justice, and it's because of you guys, it's because of your support in this area, so thank you.
Quite welcome.
Do you have a motion?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I would move approval.
We have a motion.
Oh, okay, so it's been moved and seconded that we approve this contract. Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. N is the reappointment of Michael Cornelius, Janelle Lust, and Lynn Sunderman to the Lincoln Lancaster County Planning Commission for terms expiring on August 24th, 2021.
Move approval.
Second?
It's moved and seconded that we approve the reappointment of Michael Cornelius, Janelle Lust, and Lynn Sunderman to the Planning Commission. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 4O is appointment of Tom Randa to the Lincoln Lancaster County Board of Health for a term expiring on April 15th, 2016.
Move approval?
Second.
Moved and seconded that we approve the appointment of Tom Randa to the Board of Health. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Avery,
Yes.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Number 5 is a consent item, right-of-way contracts between Lancaster County and Linda Parday and Ricky Roars, South 68th Street and Firth Road, in a total amount of $3,177.50, and this is for 2 contracts.
Move approval.
Second.
It's moved and seconded that we approve the consent item. Please call the roll.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Next is number 6, a public comment. Those wishing to speak on items relating to county business not on agenda may do so at this time.
Okay, well, I guess I would just like to make a really quick comment. We see the flag of France behind us, and, it was a horrific thing that occurred in Paris, and our thoughts and prayers are with the people of Paris and of France, and we wish them well at this difficult time.
Okay, next is announcements. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold a staff meeting on Thursday, November 19th, 2015, at 8:30 a.m. in the Bill Luxford Studio. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will meet with the Lancaster County Agricultural Society on Thursday, November 19th, 2015, at 7:30 p.m. at the Lancaster Event Center in the Nebraska Room at 4100 North 84th Street in Lincoln. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold their next regular meeting on Tuesday, November 24th, 2015, at 9 a.m. in Room 112 of the County City Building, with the Board of Equalization immediately following. County Commissioners can be reached at 402-441-7447 or commish@lancaster.ne.gov. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners meeting is broadcast live. It is rebroadcast on Tuesday and Saturday on 5 City TV, Cable Channel 5. In addition, the meeting may be viewed on the internet at lancaster.ne.gov under 5 City TV Video on Demand or 5 City TV on YouTube.
Move adjournment.
Second?
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we adjourn. Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Okay, the County Board of Commissioners meeting is adjourned, and now let's move on to the Board of Equalization.
A copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act is located on the wall at the rear of the hearing room. Additionally, a copy of all written material to be discussed at today's open meeting is available from the county clerk's staff. The material can also be viewed on the county's website at lancaster.ne.gov. Agenda item 1 are minutes. Approve the minutes of the Board of Commissioners, or at the Board of Equalization meeting held on Tuesday, November 10th, 2015.
Move approval?
Second.
Moved and seconded that we approve the minutes of last week's meeting. Any corrections? Please call the roll.
Avery,
Yes.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Number 2 is a public hearing for a motor vehicle tax exemption application for Sheridan Lutheran Church.
Okay, we will open this public hearing for the exemption application for Sheridan Lutheran Church. Is there anyone speaking in opposition to, in support of, or at a neutral position? And seeing none, I will close the public hearing.
I would move approval of the motor vehicle tax exemption application.
Second?
It's moved and seconded that we approve this exemption application. Please call the roll.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Number 3 is public comment. Those wishing to speak on items relating to County Board of Equalization business, non-agenda, may do so at this time.
Okay, is there anyone who would like to speak? Okay,
Move adjournment.
Second.
it's moved and seconded that we adjourn. Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Free,
Yes.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.